Craig Cohen 87 here for episode 11 of the Iron Den. I'm headed to 613 Lift, my favorite gym. Today is going to be a lat day and hamstring, or you could just say legs with an emphasis on hamstring because I'm going to be hitting the quads and the calves as well. But it'll definitely be hamstring focused. I think those are two parts that I really need to work on, so this gives me an extra day just to emphasize and nail those two parts. It's earlier than I've been going in the week because today's my day off, so we're about 20 to 2. I just had my second meal about 2 hours ago. And aside from my back being, not my back, my shoulders are a little sore from the shoulder day that I did. My pulling muscles and my leg muscles are ready to go. So this should be a very good day. Oh, it's so nice going to the gym when it's bright out. I cannot stand the darkness. I'm tired of it already. Yeah. Anyways, I did the voiceover now. Hopefully you guys like that one. I might just do voiceover from now on. I like them better. They're more informative. It's not that I don't like the dance music, but I think that has to be used only in shorter videos, not in the long form. I've been having trouble uploading in a portrait mode. Episode 8 seems to be the only episode that I was able to get uploaded the exact way that I want, and I don't know how to do that again. I want like full screen mode to be portrait mode. I mean, that's how I'm filming it. But then episode 9 and 10 went back to normal, and it cuts out so much of the screen, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Anyways, I should be at the gym in about half an hour. Hit the pre-workout. And that's where I'll see you. I'll see you in the gym. Alright, peace out. Alright, we're gonna start with laying hamstring curls. I did not film the warm-up set. This is straight to my top set, and that is 175. Last week I did 170 for 10. Let's see what I hit this week. That's pretty good technique. Nice and slow on the negative. All the way up, trying to touch my glutes with that bar, with that pad. And that's not quite a good rep. I finished with 11, so that is better than last week. Let's hit set 2. This is 145 pounds. So I left 2 plates behind. Again, nice and slow and controlled. I took a 90-second break. I'm very fresh at this point. I just started what's going to end up being a very long workout. Nice and slow on the negative, coming up as high as I can. Trying not to explode. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking at the plates to see how low I can go. And that was 11 again. So I'm very happy with that. I did a third set, but I cut that. We're just going to show those 2 top sets. Okay, so exercise number 2. This is stiff-legged deadlifts. This is a front-on view. This is 225 pounds. Now, I'm going to make a bit of a confession here. My technique is very poor. My back's not being arched enough. I'm not putting enough stress on my hamstrings. Although I do feel it in the hamstring, I predominantly feel it in the lower back. So really, I'm not going to count any of these sets that I'm about to do. I'm going to have to reestablish new baselines next week. And I'm going to have to start lighter. I think I should start with 1 plate, whereas this is actually my first set with 2 plates. Unfortunately, I let my ego get in the way. Me looking at what I did last week and trying to improve upon it. But that ended up not being what I should have been doing. Also, and you're going to see it on the third set, I took a side view. But you'll see it on if try to pay attention, my knees are completely locked out. So if I were to make a mistake, my legs could like go the other way and that would be a severe injury. And that's actually 325 pounds. I took a 2-minute break. I'm not fully recovered from the last set. And I'm only able to do 5 reps. But I am going nice and slow with good form. Well, with a good tempo, but the form is not good. So tempo refers to the speed at which you do your negative and your positive. Form is how the structure of your body is set up. Okay, so now we're really gonna see my error in my technique. Watch how my butt kind of goes further back. It shouldn't be doing that. It should stay in the same place. And the weight should be much closer to me than it is. It should be right under my armpit. Let's take a look and see how I do this set. This is also 325 pounds. Well, it is kind of under my armpit. But my legs are not straight. They're kind of bending backwards. And I'm rounding my back way too much. And that's why I have the back pain. Yeah, this is actually, I was debating on posting this because I don't want to show people the wrong techniques. But this is what I did. And even though I've been training for 21 years, I still make mistakes. And this was definitely one of them. So that was 8 reps. Again, can't really count any of these sets. But it's a learning moment. Leave my ego at the door, like I always said, and learn from it. Because being able to learn from mistakes is actually going to make me an even better bodybuilder. So never be afraid to learn. And just because you've been doing something wrong for a long time doesn't mean it's right. Just because I've never had a major injury doing that exercise the wrong way doesn't mean that it was the right way. I can do better, and I will do better. And I'm going to record it next week, and we're going to see how much of a difference I make. Okay, so this is my second warm-up set. This is 540 pounds. I'm not going no failure. I'm doing 10 reps. I just want to get some heat and blood into the muscle so that when I raise up the weight, I can avoid an injury. That's all this is. Nice and deep. Nice and deep. And it takes me a good few sets to get as deep as I can. I can't just get deep, even with lightweight right off the bat. Okay, so that was 540 for 10. I'm timing my break. It's going to be exactly 3 minutes. And you're going to notice every time I get out of the chair, it's slightly harder. Because I'm actually giving it everything I have. Not on the last set, but the next 3 are going to be everything I have. Okay, so this is 630 pounds. This is as heavy as I'm going to go today. Last week, I was able to hit 680 pounds. But if you recall, if you go back to that video, you're going to notice that I was not in full control of the weight. What I did was, there was a stopper plate, a stopper to make sure, to protect yourself, but I was bouncing it off of that. So I was getting the assistance of momentum, which is cheating. So we cannot count any of those reps, or we cannot use it as a baseline. We can use this as a baseline because there's no stopper in effect. Look how nice and deep that is. And that's just about failure. I never would have gotten another rep. Very happy with that. That's 10 for 630. That's honest. And I wasn't bouncing it. Very hard to get up. My legs are throbbing, I assure you. Walking with a limp. And you should be walking with a limp after doing leg press to failure. This is going to be second set. It felt good. My rule is, as long as I can get 8 reps, That's good enough. So I didn't go down in weight. I maintained 630. Now you're going to notice I raised the stopper plate up just in case I fail. I don't want it to be too low. But I'm hell-bent on going as deep as possible. See, that wasn't deep enough? There we go. I went very deep, but I touched it. So now I'm going to lower it again. Watch how deep I go now. That's it. That's as far deep as I can go comfortably without injuring myself. Every rep should look like this. I don't believe in the 90. Actually, I used to go down to 90 degrees, but that was wrong. I'm burning. I'm burning right here. That's why there was a little bit of a pause. Like, it is not easy to hit. This isn't like doing a bicep curl. Your quads and your hamstrings are huge muscles, and when they burn, it hurts. Boom. And that was another 10. Very happy with that. Gonna set the timer for 3 minutes. I'm bouncing my head, just waiting for all that lactic acid to go away. Legs are on fire. Can barely get up. Can barely walk. Which is exactly how I want it to be after every set. If I could walk, that means I didn't lift. I didn't go hard enough. I gave up too early. And I see that camera on, and I'm being held accountable, and I love that. And yeah, I'm probably gonna take a little extra time. I waited 3 minutes, but I'm not ready to go right away because I know how hard this is gonna be. This is not easy. This is very difficult. And why is the screen not moving? Oh, I was just paused. Okay, that's hilarious. I just got one by on myself. LOL. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to this set. I almost need an extra minute. I'm just looking around, looking around, looking around. My anxiety level is through the roof. I'm doing 630 pounds again for the third time. I have to do at least 8. And failure is not an option for me. I'm not giving up after 3 or 4 reps. Thinking it over. I'm meditating right now. I'm picturing what 10 reps is going to look like. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I'm going to do it. Taking in a few breaths. I was debating on cutting this out, but I actually wanted to show how difficult it is. I got to psych myself up to do these sets. This does happen more frequently than I show, but it can kind of be boring to watch. But I wanted to show it at least one time. All right, I think I'm getting very ready to do this. So I think all in all, this was at least a 4-minute break. And I'm not giving up. This is pretty much going to be all my energy expelled at this point. And I'm going low. Low and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep, deep, deep. 6, 7. Destroy those muscle fibers. 8. It's getting hard. Last one. 9. And that was it. So I did 10, 10, and 9. That felt so good. I can't get up. It's very hard. And this is my first working set of belt squats. I'm very new to this exercise. This is only my second workout ever doing these in my 21 years. I'm very fortunate that 613 Lift has a belt squat setup. My first set was 90 pounds. I did it for 12 reps. That was until failure. Keep in mind, I'm doing these sets after I did the leg press. That's very deep, very happy with that. 1, 2, in my opinion, well, I know I didn't go to a failure on any of these sets. My legs are still burning from that leg press. This is probably about 8 to 10 minutes later between wiping down the machine, setting up the new weight, setting up the tripod, writing everything down. I might have gone to the bathroom, but yeah, I'm still on fire. I'm still on fire. I mean, probably on by rep 3, I want to stop, but of course I don't. I don't. I definitely want to. See, it's hard to catch my breath. And was the workout dragging on a little bit too long? Yes. Was it because I was taking too long of breaks? Yes, that is the correct answer. I'm not going to pace myself. I just got to get my cardio up higher, I think. I'm not going to raise the weight. I'm not going to lighten the weight. I'm going to do another set of 140 pounds. I think the angle is pretty good. You can see how the depth of my squat is very, very good. And because the weight is wrapped around my waist, it's not going through my spine like a normal squat would be on my shoulders. I'm only holding on for balance. I'm not actually lifting myself up with my arms. That's very, 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 very low and high. Not quite a lockout. I want to keep the tension on the quads and the hamstring to a certain degree as much as possible. My goal is to try to get my knees over my toes, which I am slightly. I think my technique is pretty good. Not rushing. A very slow negative. Not very slow, but I'm not just letting myself go. I'm doing it under control. And I find just getting this belt off once I'm done is like super difficult. Yeah, it's not easy. It's kind of stressing me out a bit. I'm not used to taking this clip off. I'm exhausted. It's hard to breathe. My hands are shaking. I mean, this is not easy. I know when we watch like these pros training, their training videos, like they're picture perfect. I look at Bumstead's technique and it's like unbelievable. I'm not Chris Bumstead, not by a long shot. I train very hard, but I don't know, in the real world, there's just no way. I am gassed right now. Like I can go home right now. But I'm not going to. I'm going to wrap that belt around me and go for another set of 140 pounds. I want to go very deep and very slow. I'm not going to failure. I'm basically said 10 reps is all I'm going to do. And I'm going to go as deep and as slow as possible to make 10 reps as hard as possible. Okay, I'm going to lean nice lower back, balance myself with my hands, get nice and deep. That's where I want to be. That's what I want to. I want those knees over the toes, which is good. Very happy. I can see the separation between my quads and my hamstrings is fairly good considering I'm bulking. I was 228.6 today when I woke up. So that's pretty good definition for that weight. I mean, you can't compare what I'm gonna look like once once I start cutting. I don't even know what I'm gonna look like. But yeah, enough of that for now. And I'm completely gassed. Ooh, that actually hurt my knee. In my head, I was wearing a knee pad, thinking those sleeves were knee pads. Offered me no protection. So it kind of did hurt my knee when I rested it up against that plate. That's a very hard plate. But I got it done. And I could feel my quads even as I'm recording this. Like I know I crushed it. I'm very happy with the workout as a whole. Can barely walk. And we're going to jump right to my first working set of wide grip pull downs. I'm trying this new bar that I saw there. And it's new to me. It's not new to the gym. And I actually really like it. I could see myself using that every week. I'm able to wrap my straps around it, going pretty wide. My first warm-up set, because up until now I've only been doing my legs, so I haven't done any upper body warm-up. So I did 70 kilograms for 20 reps. So now, time to hit a working set. This is 110 kilos. Now, notice how I adjust where my legs are under that pad. I want to be back. I almost want to bring that cable straight down. It's still slightly at an angle, so I still have to work on that. But I should be bringing that cable straight down, up and down. It's kind of angled a bit towards me, so I have a little bit of work to do. And I'm happy I recorded this, because if I didn't, I never would have known I'm making that mistake. So that's another mistake that needs to be corrected. And I'll correct it. I'm going to make a little note in my book. And that's why you take notes when you're training, right? Now, if my goal was just to get in there and work out, then I wouldn't really need to correct this. But what I got to make gains. I gotta go over and above and do all the little things required of me to make these gains. I dropped the weight. This is 100 kilos. Let's see if my form gets better, because this is going to be a little bit lighter. This will be a little bit more manageable. Let's see how this set goes. All right, ready to do it. I'm still exhausted, believe it or not, from that leg press and belt squats. I'm leaning forward a bit now. No, I'm pulling the weight towards me. It should be going straight up and down. Now, I like my tempo, and I definitely feel it in the lats, but I'm also feeling it in the biceps, which, if I want to do biceps, I should work out biceps. But if I'm trying to work out lats, I gotta emphasize lats. Ooh, I'm burnt. Yeah, this was a very long workout. Of all the workouts I've done at 613 so far, I'm probably the least proud of this workout, as you could hear in my voice. It was good, it was not great. But now I know what needs to be fixed, or at least I know some of the things that need to be fixed. Let's see how this third set goes. So I started at 110, then I went to 100, and now I'm down to 90 reps, 90 kilograms. Now, I remember the 90 feeling light. Getting those straps nice and strong on, getting a nice firm grip with the straps, very important. My goal is to not, I don't care about grip strength right now. I want to just pull down and remove the forearms away from this exercise so that my lats are doing all the work. I should have started right away, but I'm pausing, trying to catch my breath. Like I said, after that leg press, I never caught up. I never fully recovered from that. I think of the 3 sets, my technique is the best in this one. I could probably be coming down a little bit more. No, my elbows are low enough. I like how my elbows are driving straight to the ground, but I'm still bringing it towards me. I should be going straight up and down with my head back. Yeah, I'm toast. Definitely felt it in the lats. I could feel it in my lats now as I talk to you. But my biceps are also sore. So I know my biceps are doing a lot of the work. I don't think I counted that last rep. We'll call that 9 reps. All right. So So although I also did pullovers, seated calf raise, and standing calf raises, I didn't want the video to run too long, so this is the last exercise that I put in this video. And other weeks I'll show you different videos, so obviously stay tuned. And you will see me do some other exercises. This is my top set. This is a very, very, very good lat dominant exercise. I've become quite good at it. Didn't like it the first few times I did it, but I'm getting used to it. Keep in mind, even though I'm doing kneeling, one arm pull downs, my legs are on fire, and it's actually hard for me to kneel like this. I can see how pumped up they are. It's difficult for me to maintain this, but that's just the nature of the beast. That's competing. What I want to do, I want to be able to see my elbow behind my torso, which I can't quite see. So I think I'm leaving a little on the table. Oh, there it is. That's what I want. I want those. All right, let's switch hands. Let's see how this one goes. I'm also doing 67.5 kilograms, which is pretty heavy. And I did 13 reps on both sides. Notice how I have my notepad right in front of me. As soon as I'm done this exercise, I start timing my break, which is 90 seconds. I turn off the camera, and I then write down my set. And then I can look at them at any time. So next week, I'll be referencing this week. That's why I take these notes down. So I make sure that I'm constantly, progressively overloading. And because I now take this footage, I could decide whether I want to use these numbers as a baseline or not. So for those stiff-legged deadlifts, I have to start from the ground up on that. I'm going to start back at one plate and keep adding tens. And I'm just leaving 613 right now in what was one of my longest workouts. Just over 3 hours. I think that was too long, but that's how long it takes me to get through everything I did. I'm trying to think if that was a good workout or not. It started out great, but I got gassed out again. Kind of went through the motions. I'm not super proud about that. I mean, to do hamstrings and lats and calves in the same workout, that's asking a lot. I might have to speak to my coach. I want to do the hamstrings, but not the lats. I already have a back day. I don't think I need to hit them twice a week. We'll see what he says. I was doing stiff-legged deadlifts, and apparently I've been doing them wrong. So I'm gonna have to correct that issue. Yeah, Nick, the guy that owns the place, come up to me and told me that yeah, my technique's not good enough. I gotta really, I'm not lining up the bar with my shins properly. So I'm gonna work on that for next week. Yeah, so that it didn't bother me. I'm happy he spoke to me. I'd rather do things right than wrong, always. And I don't do everything right. My technique's not perfect. And now I'm debating if I should hire a personal trainer to come into the gym with me and go over some of my techniques. I'm thinking that's probably the way to go. I think there are some exercises I'm doing wrong. I know there are. specifically when it comes to legs. They've always been my Achilles heel. And I think I need somebody in the gym with me, like a professional, like a real technical expert. So I might look into that. Gotta leave my ego at the door and build from the ground up if that's what it takes. Having said that, are my legs sore in a good way? Very. Did I destroy the hamstrings? The hamstrings and the lats? Yes, I did. Calves felt very good, but it was just the day just dragged on and dragged on. And I only have so much recoverability. So after a 3-hour workout, I don't even know if I dug myself a hole. I don't even know if it's possible to recover from something like that. So yeah, this is the first workout I'm coming out and I'm questioning how productive was it. I mean, certainly it was better than not coming at all. But was it the best workout I could have done? I don't think it was. So I'm not going to grade the workout. But what I am going to do is learn from it. Obviously, I was taking longer breaks. And because I need them. I mean, it's written down, some of these exercises do a 60-second break, you know? I can't take a 60-second break after a leg press. I mean, I'm going on failure here with 630 pounds. I can't. A 60-second break is like a glorified rest pause. I need 3 minutes to gather enough strength to do another set. I killed the leg press again, though. I did 3 working sets. So last week I did 680, but I think I was bouncing the weight a little bit at the bottom. I was bouncing it off the rest plate there, the stopper plate. And my coach said not to do that. So now I put the stopper plate way lower than I could reach. And I bring the plate down as far as I can go comfortably, which is pretty low. And I got 10 reps, which is what I did last week. But my second set, I wasn't able to do it. And I got another 10 plates. I got another 10 reps with the 630. So I'm very happy with that. Took another 3-minute break. And then I did a third set. I did 9 reps with the same 630. So I was far more consistent. My second 2 working sets were way ahead of last week, but my first working set was not. My top set wasn't. But like I said, I think I was bouncing it off the plate, so I wasn't really using a good technique. I was cheating a bit. So I think when you factor all that in, and there's a lot of baseline testing, because you know that every day, every time I train, every set I do, there's anxiety, you know, a fear of not being able to do it. Like, gonal failure is not easy to do. It's not something you could just hit. I gotta meditate a little bit for this, and there's anxiety associated with gonal failure. Like, you could fail. Like, I'm afraid to do it consistently. But I do it consistently. That's how you make gains. That's what separates amateurs from elite lifters or bodybuilders. There really is no choice. This is the life I've chosen. And I wouldn't call today a setback. It was a learning moment for me. I'm definitely going to inquire about a personal trainer. I just need him to do 5 workouts with me and go over every exercise I'm doing just to make sure my technique is perfect or near perfect. I can definitely do a lot better than what I'm doing, especially on the leg workouts. I think upper body I'm pretty good on. I know what I want to do. I can feel it very well. But things like squatting and deadlifting are things I need help on, because I feel it more in the back than I do in the legs. And that's a bit of an issue if you want your legs to be as big as possible. I mean, my effort's there, but is the execution there? I think it could be a lot better. So what I'm going to do is inquire about a personal trainer. I'm not saying it'll be next week or the week after. We'll see how it goes. I kind of want to try the exercise again next week and see how it goes. Nick wants me to come and get him, and he'll walk me through it. He's a power lifter, so he knows his deadlifting very well. I was actually a power lifter for a year. I did one competition back in 2019, but I was like self-taught in the gym. I was never like technically gifted at it. What else is there? I did the seated calf raise today along with the standing. I did 3 sets of each. Calves are sore. I'm happy about that. So I did my calf raises for the week, which is 2 times. I'm going to do the abs tomorrow with the chest. I still have some cardio to do, which I'll do after dinner tonight. Just about 25 minutes on the bike, just to hit the 150 calories. Which I do find helps me in the gym. It gives me more stamina. Yeah. Because I didn't work, I have an extra meal that I haven't eaten, so I look forward to that. I'm going to get a 4th meal, then my dinner. I'm going to eat them at the same time. So I'm going to have like 2.5 English muffins with jam, peanut butter, and salt. Which may not sound delicious, but it is delicious. And then I'll have my avocado rice ground beef with a little bit of broccoli and salt. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to do the voiceover, or I did the voiceover. So hopefully you guys are liking that. And hopefully the full screen was in portrait mode this whole episode. Because I'm actually filming this before I upload it. So to me, you haven't seen all that stuff yet. So it's kind of weird talking about it as if though it hasn't happened yet. But if you're watching this, you've already seen it. So you already know what's going to happen. You're in the future. That's weird. It's not weird. It makes perfect sense. It's just hard to get used to. I can't really discuss that. I have so much fun making these videos. So that's not going to stop. I was debating on whether or not maybe I was going to use that footage. But even if I do something wrong, I'm still going to show it because I'm a human being. I make mistakes. And if I wait till I'm perfect to do something, I'll never do anything. When you start something, you're bad at it. That's perfectly normal. So that's how I'm going to be. I'll be bad at it, and I'll get better. And I've noticed I've already gotten better because I could watch my technique in these videos. So that's a very good thing. Yeah, crush the legs, crush the hamstring curls. What else did I crush? Obviously, the hip abduction, the belt squats. So I did a much better job this week than I did last week. The problem with the belt squats, it's not really a problem. I do it after the leg press. And after the leg press, like I don't leave anything in the tank. I give everything I have. So then when I get to the belt press, that's pretty much when I'm starting to, my energy is degrading a lot. And I'm not at 100%. I'm probably at like 75%. So I can't go as heavy as I'd like. But I make sure the technique is good. And I make sure that I have constant tension on the muscle, going nice and deep with my toes, with my knees slightly over my toes, which I think I did. And I got 140 pounds for 3 sets of 10. None of those sets were till failure, although I did come close. I'm not used to the movement, so I kind of get tired before I fail. That's just going to become better the more I do it. So in my whole life, I've only done it 2 workouts, last week and this week. So next week will be the 3rd time I do it. And I'm going to continue to get better on that. And, it's times like this I have to remind myself, success is rarely convenient. You, just simply going to the gym and even working really, really hard is not enough. You have to execute as well. Because if you're doing the wrong thing, you could be just taking steps backwards, even though you're giving 100%. So remember, effort is very important, but it's not the be all and end all. And when I say that to you guys, really, I'm saying it to me. I'm reminding myself of that. So I love these videos. They give me a chance to kind of meditate, think over my workout. And if I was going to the gym right near my house, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I'd be eating. And now I get to think about it, which I really like. I also have to remind myself that muscle doesn't grow on trees, It's not gonna spontaneously grow on me just because I want it. Yeah, I have to earn it. Every single gram of it. And I'm quite fortunate. I think I have pretty good genetics. When I'm doing everything right, when my eating is in line, and my sleeping is in line, and my supplementation is in line, and my training is in line, I'm gonna grow. And I have been growing. My weight was 228.6. So I'm down about 0.8 pounds, but I woke up later. I woke up about half an hour later, and I burn a lot of calories when I sleep, which is one of my superpowers, which is why I can eat so much during the day, which is slightly over 4,400 calories, and not get fat, but just get more muscular, and obviously put on a little bit of fat. My waist is staying steady at 35 inches, which is great. I don't care how heavy I get, as long as my weight is at 35 inches. And I think I'll leave it there. So there's a lot to think about. And just remember, muscle doesn't grow on trees. Peace out.